So anonymous. And if the person says, "Hey Sean, thank you for all the knowledge that you share with us weekly. I just got your book, The Seven Prerequisites to Success. And since hearing about your story, I've mustered up the courage to make a big leap. At least I think." I'm 54 years old and I have been in a financial industry for the past 15 years. I feel like now is the time to begin making myself rich rather than other than people rich, making other people rich, excuse me. But if I'm completely honest, I'm not sure where to start. I feel like I can't move without a clear direction. I want to build a business, but I'm not sure about what. What advice can you offer me?
Take a list of your skills. Take accounting. So self-assessment. Self-assessment. Take a self-assessment and list your strengths. List your strengths. List your strengths. List your experiences. List your education. That's basically your skill set. That's your itinerary. Then think about what you could talk about all day without having to take a breath. What could you talk about all day without taking a breath, without taking a break? That is your natural skill set. That's your natural gift. What advice do people come to you for? Write that down too. Because people won't come to you for everything, but they'll see something in you that will make them ask you a specific question. Think about that. What specifically do people come to you for the solution to? 9 times out of 10, that's an indicator of the problem that you solve naturally, because you want to do something that's not going to be work for you. You want to do something that's going to come naturally for you. Think about that. I tell people this all the time inside of my community. First few questions I ask: who do you want to spend time with? Write that down. Who do you want to spend time with? Because when you start a business, you're going to be spending a lot of time with people. If you start a community, you're going to be spending a lot of time with people. So who do you want to spend time with? Oh, let me go back for a moment. I always say this, and this is what I'm going to say to you too. Before you design your ideal business, design your ideal life. Design your ideal life first, and then design the ideal business around that to support that ideal life. One of the things that I wanted to do was to give everything possible to my family, everything that I could possibly give to them. I didn't want to have to ever say no. I wanted to give them the freedom, freedom to travel, to see, to experience without limitation, right? I wanted to give them the freedom of determining their own zip code. That's a freedom that I didn't have. And when I made this decision, I didn't have it either. So don't let your present circumstances limit your future decisions. Don't let your present circumstances dictate your future decisions. I wrote down everything. What did I want? Who was I? What had I done? What have I been through? What have I seen? Who did I want to spend my time with? Who did I want to work with? In what capacity did I want to work with them in? And that's what you have to ask yourself. In what capacity do you want to create this business? Do you want to be a coach? Do you want to be a speaker? Do you want to be a blogger? Do you want to be an author? Do you want to be a vlogger? There are travel bloggers who do nothing but travel the world and write about it. What is your dream? What is your goal? If there was no limitations. Now we're talking about visioning here. We're talking about envisioning. And I help people to structure, and so does Coach Thomas Taylor. This is one of his proclivities as well. Visioneering, engineering the vision. But in order for you to have, thank you so much, in order for you to be able to engineer a vision, you have to start with a vision. Once you have a vision that you want as your goal, then you can work your way backwards. Thank you so much. And design the steps that will allow you to move forward. Think about that and write that down. Start on 10, work your way back to 1. 1 is where you are, 10 is where you want to go. When you know where you're going, when you know where you want to go, when you know where you're going, when you know where you want to go, now you can set a detailed plan. That's a GPS. It's a GPS, guys. If you don't know where you're going, you won't know how to start. And neither would I if I didn't know where I wanted to go, if I didn't know what I wanted. So what are your wants? What are your whys? What are your non-negotiables? What are your non-negotiables? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you not willing to sacrifice? Basically, what I'm saying is take a deep dive on you, a self-assessment. Self-assessment is critical. I can't say it enough because you got to know what you're starting with. You got to know what you're starting with. And then once you have all of that, you will know where to begin. If you do this the right way, you'll know where you want to begin. If you don't, contact somebody on my team, comment on something I've posted, DM me, hit our people up, because we'll show you and help you get to that point, that starting point, and then get past it through self-identification. We'll help you with self-identification, and then we'll also help you with self-determination so that once you see it, you can push past it. Because the hardest part of starting a business, write this down, the hardest part of starting a business is actually getting started. The hardest part is actually getting started. But this is what I don't want you to do. And this is why I tell everybody, like, get coaching. It doesn't have to come from us. It doesn't have to come from us, but get coaching. Get someone who's in the position that you want to be in to help you determine whether you're putting the right ladder on the wrong wall. Because that's a hard one to come back from. Especially when you're charged up and you're energetic and you're going forward and you got your why invested and you got your time invested, you got your money invested. To go off real strong in the wrong direction is a very defeating reality. It hurts and it burns, and it takes a long time to turn that ship around. So let me say this too: it's easy to become discouraged, and it's hard to become re-encouraged. So you want to start off with guidance. So on top of everything that I've said, and along with everything that I've said, get a coach.